it's Angela Hochman, your host of In the Kitchen on STL TV. I am thrilled and I am kind of geeking out today because we have a local St. Louis legend on. I've got the owner and chef of Hi Pointe Drive-In, Chef Mike Johnson. Mike, what's up?
Hey, good to see you.
So good to see you. I'm kind of geeking out today because I am a huge fan.
Same. I've been watching this show forever.
Well, thank you for being a fan, a friend of the show, you know. Okay, so let's get down to business. What are we cooking up?
We're doing it's called a Cowboy Burger, and it's got barbecue sauce, onion rings, bacon, and cheese. And it's what we won at the World Burger Championship this past year.
You beat me to it. Okay, talk about that. You won the best burger in the world?
Yeah, we won the World Burger Championship, and the final round was a Cowboy Burger. And we used the Sugarfire barbecue sauce. We used the Hi Pointe, same blend of meat that we use at the restaurant. Because it's a special blend.
Right.
It's not just like ground up cow. There's a lot of stuff that goes into it.
Are you going to tell me all the things?
I mean, I can tell you. You can't just grind up beef and have a burger. You can, but then it's not as good. There's kind of a science behind it. There's different cuts have different flavor profiles and different thicknesses. So
cool.
We take half a chuck to the chuck part of the cow and grind that up, and that's like the body. That's got the perfect consistency. And then brisket, we use brisket grind for 25%. That's fattiness, because that's where all the most, because that doesn't move in the cow. It's just kind of like the fattiest part of the cow. And then the short rib meat, so they debone the ribs, and that's where this really beefy flavor is. So that's 25%. So you have a beefy flavor, fattiness, and then body from the chuck, and that to me that's a perfect burger.
It sounds like the perfect
yeah.
burger.
No, we thought about it a lot before.
Clearly.
Yeah.
And you did mention something interesting. You said the Sugarfire barbecue sauce. You also own Sugarfire.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Chicken Out.
Yeah.
Talk about some of your other ventures, and then let's go ahead and get cooking.
We have a beautiful pie shop. We make the best pies, and Carolyn Downs is like the real brains behind the whole operation.
She's a boss.
Of everything. And she still works in the pie shop, and she bakes pies every day, small batch. And they're literally the best pies you've ever had. She's famous for her pecan pie. She actually won best pecan pie in the U.S. in Food and Wine, I think in Food and Wine magazine a couple years ago.
Wow.
But she makes one called a pake. Have you ever had a pake?
No, I've never even heard of it.
She bakes a cherry pie inside of a chocolate cake. And she also makes like an apple pie inside of a spice cake. They're called pakes. Next level.
It's
She's so far ahead of everybody else.
I mean, if you can't decide what to have, you get both.
Yeah.
And is that available at all of the Sugarfire locations?
No, not really.
Which ones? Because I'm going there right after the show.
You gotta go to the pie shop. It's up in Olivet.
Yeah, sure. Olive in 170.
Yeah, Olive in 170, yeah.
I'm familiar.
And then the Hi Pointe, we have 3 of those open. Now in McCausland, Kirkwood, downtown. We're opening one in O'Fallon, Illinois. We have Cottleville. That's in Missouri. That's out by the St. Charles area.
Really expanding.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Now,
so do you develop this particular burger?
I mean, I didn't invent a Cowboy Burger. I think Hardee's had one for years.
I think yours is better though.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well,
it's scientifically proven now. 9 out of 10 dentists recommend the Hi Pointe Burger for healthy teeth.
And if
strong
people
bones.
are feeling wild and ambitious and they want to make this at home, we are tossing the recipe right up there on the screen. I would highly, see what I did there?
Yeah, good one.
Thank you. Recommend stopping by some of the restaurants too, where you're gonna get the full-on experience, whether you're at Sugarfire or Hi Pointe or anything, Chicken Out. Okay, so I want to ask, how are you cooking these burgers? What's the temperature?
We do a smash burger as hot as possible. This isn't as hot as I would usually cook it, but that's okay.
Okay.
We're gonna act like it was the best burger ever.
I mean, it has an award.
No,
so
it hasn't.
that clout speaks for itself.
And typically, when I cook a smash burger, I'll almost let it cook all the way on one side because I want to get the crust all the way around. And so I'll get to about this point, and then I would usually have 2 spatulas and I'd smash them down. There's not a lot of room in here. But these aren't like medium rare, like grilled burgers. These are cooked all the way through.
Right.
Smash patty is like Steak and Shake, you know?
Absolutely. Oh, remember Steak and Shake?
I love Steak and Shake, yeah.
So I've noticed on your menu at Hi Pointe, you've got some crazy stuff. It's not just burgers.
Yeah.
But you've got these amazing sandwiches.
Yeah, there's all kinds of sandwiches. There's salads. We have a lot of nice salads.
I saw.
Yeah.
One with some crazy Brussels sprouts going on, but I have to say, your food is art. I mean, it is gorgeous. Look on the Instagram if you guys really, really want to get hungry and you're looking for a burger. You will not see any like this. I almost fainted because I saw a burger you had with, I believe it was like thin crust St. Louis style pizza, toasted ravioli.
That one's called the St. Lunatic, and it has Emo's pizza, well, like an Emo's pizza on there. Toasted raviolis, Provel cheese, burger. I forget what
That's
else
not
on there.
St. Louis between some bread. I don't know what
Molly
is.
was trying to put gooey butter cake on there.
I mean, you got to top everything with gooey butter if you are a real Saint Lunatic. So do you have a favorite menu item? I know you're involved in so many restaurants. If you had to pick one.
Let me think. Fried chicken sandwich, just a regular one at Chicken Out, because it's such a delicious brine fried chicken, and we serve them on these Martin's potato rolls, which is like the best roll ever. We use Duke's mayonnaise, which is the best mayonnaise ever, and it's just like a really high quality chicken sandwich.
So let's talk a little bit about Chicken Out. That's a fairly new concept?
Yeah, we have two. We've been open about a year and a half, I think.
Yeah.
Really, the idea was born out of my two favorite fast food things, Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out.
Oh,
Get it?
speaking
Chick-fil-A
of my heart.
In-N-Out. What do you get? Chicken Out. But we had
That's
to.
really
I know,
genius.
dude, I know. And because it's the simplicity of In-N-Out, just sandwich, fries, and shakes. That's it. But with like with the speed, which doesn't always happen at Chick-fil-A.
Sure.
And Chick-fil-A is delicious. I mean, I'll give them that.
But if you want it on Sundays, not so much.
No, our chickens. You can eat our chickens every day.
Gosh. So do you come up with all of the menu items?
Yeah, pretty much. At Hi Pointe, we have a chef called Adam that helps out a lot. He's come up with some of the stuff.
Shout out to Adam.
Yeah,
What?
he's developed most of the business. Just ask him.
Okay.
Did I say that out loud?
I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Nothing but love for you, Chef Adam. So we are going to let these burgers keep on cooking a little bit more.
Yeah, they're getting good. Here,
Good. Well, when we come back, we are going to put all the good toppings on. We're going to learn why it's called the Cowboy Burger, and we will be right back after this, so stick around.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Hey there, welcome back to In the Kitchen. I am your host, Angela Hochman, and we've got the man here, chef and owner of Hi Pointe Drive-In, Mr. Mike Johnson. Mike, when we left off, we were grilling up some delicious meat for the Cowboy Burger. Talk about the further ingredients.
The accoutrements, as they say.
Oh, yes.
That's French.
Oh.
So these are gonna be double cheeseburgers, and so what I like to do is put two different types of cheese on each one. So I got a little bit of pepper jack.
Okay.
And
spice.
some cheddar. We're just gonna kind of let that melt.
Yeah, sure.
Now, when I do this at home, if you get impatient and don't want to let the cheese melt, you think your burger's too cooked, I don't have a hood system here, but I'll just splash a little water in there, and that's a pretty easy way to get the cheese to instantly melt.
Really?
Yeah, just like a little psh.
Because there's a fine line, and then it gets too done, and you're like, ah.
Yeah, but if you think your meat's ready, but your cheese is cold.
Genius.
Yeah,
I love
or
these tips.
toss an ice cube in there. And it just, the steam always melts it really fast.
Wow. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit about your culinary background. You have worked in Napa, you've worked in Vail, and you are back in St. Louis. Talk about that journey a little bit.
Well, I went, so I guess when 89 I was graduating high school, I'm old. I know I don't look it. I know you're shocked and everything, but being a chef wasn't like cool. There was no Food Network or anything. And so it's actually funny, like all my friends were going to college, but I got terrible grades and I was working in restaurants. And so I knew that I just decided I wanted to be a chef. I was working in nice restaurants in St. Louis. My dad was doing work in New Orleans, and he said, my friend is a big customer of this place called Commander's Palace, and they got this awesome chef. And he said that you can work there. He's talked to him. So I got lucky. I moved to New Orleans and I met Emerald before he was famous when I was like 18.
Was he saying Bam at the
No,
time?
no Bam. No, it was pre-Bam.
Because he was
I'm so old. I was
Emerald.
before Bam. And I opened his first restaurant on Chop Tulis, and I was there for a few years. And it was cool because all these famous people, he became famous there. And like Van Halen would be there one night, and then they were filming this weird vampire movie with like Brad Pitt. So him and like Tom Cruise were like in the interviews with a something vampire or something like that.
Interview with the vampire.
Yeah. So every night was somebody famous in there. It was a great time, and I was actually really tight with him. I was doing a lot of his personal stuff with him too. So I got to have fun with everybody too. But anyway, all these famous chefs were coming to town. Like you're talking about, like Julia Child.
Yes.
And all these famous chefs would come in and do these dinners. And the guy I hooked up with was called Charlie Trotter. He was a famous chef in Chicago.
Of course.
And so I went and worked with him for a while, and then from there I went to. Back then I thought you needed to work in France to have credibility. So I went to. Charlie had a friend who was a famous chef in France, and so I was there for about a year and a half outside of Paris. And then I went to California. I worked for this guy, Joaquin, who was like the biggest chef in the country at the time.
Yeah.
And these were all like really super high-end, super fancy stuff. And I thought that's what I wanted to do, but then I started to open my own fine dining restaurants, and I realized it's hard to make money in fine dining. And a lot of hours, and
Sure.
People would come in, and if I wasn't there, they wouldn't eat because they want me to come out there and do whatever,
Do the thing, put on the show.
So eventually I figured out, after being broke for like forever, I figured I'd do burgers or barbecue or something, because nobody cares if I'm there or not.
They just really care that
most of the people are happy if
fall
I'm
off.
not there.
No, you're working your magic.
No, I'm there. I'm there. I'm
Sure.
just not out front typically. At Sugarfire, I'm okay. Okay, I do that. At Sugarfire, I do a lot of media stuff. That's fine. But like otherwise, though, it's just more satisfying to me to do. Feed a lot more people than to just select little people that are gonna pay $40 for a steak or whatever.
Yeah, and you guys were doing some really interesting stuff for the frontline workers, right, at the beginning of the pandemic?
Oh, we always do that kind of stuff. The coolest one I think we've done is I was telling you I'm in the Caribbean a lot. Like I have a house in the Caribbean, and I've been going there a lot for years.
It's good to be you, Mike Johnson.
And well, for all you know, it's a shack and
it could be a tent.
Yeah, it's a tent. It's a tent.
Fine.
But 3 years ago, when there was a hurricane in Puerto Rico, I was going to St. John's a lot, and that's the island behind Puerto Rico. And 2 of our chefs from Sugarfire had moved down there, and they were like, we're not getting any aid. Puerto Rico's getting all the aid. And I do this stuff called Operation Barbecue Relief, where we'll go and do disaster relief. We'll do like hurricane victims and tornado victims, and we'll come and blow out like 10,000, meals for people. But I got a seaplane, and we actually took it down. I found out there was 1,600 people on St. John, and we cooked like 1,600 lunches. And I took it down to Fort Pierce, because that's where you fly to the Caribbean from. And we got a seaplane and took it over on a seaplane to St. John.
Oh my
and
gosh.
It was really fun.
That's just incredible.
Yeah, I love doing stuff like that.
Not a lot of
It's
people
fun.
know
Yeah.
that. I think that's really
I
important.
think people know it. I tell everybody. No, I'm just
I mean, yeah, you did tell me right when I met you, look at all this
It's like
cool
a humble
stuff.
brag,
Oh my gosh. Okay, so what do we have here? We got these Sugarfire.
Yeah, Sugarfire barbecue sauce.
Oh, what type? I know there's a lot of options.
This
for
is a
barbecue
sweet one.
sauce. Perfect.
Well, I mean, you can do anyone, really.
Do you have a favorite menu item? Like, end of the day, you are starving, you're at the restaurant. What are you ordering?
Cheeseburger.
Straight up plain cheeseburger,
Yeah,
or you go double
no,
duty like these?
I like a cheeseburger with lettuce and pickle. That's my combo.
Okay.
I don't know. I hate onions. Anything but onions.
As you put lots of onions on.
Oh, I love onion rings. Just raw onion.
Oh, yeah.
Raw onion makes me sick. Like, I hate it.
We won't even mess with that. Okay, awesome. So what's on the horizon? I mean, you have come such a long way. You've worked with some of the most influential restaurateurs and chefs in the world. What's next?
We're just
kind
gonna
of keep dreaming.
Opening Hi Pointes
Yeah.
and Sugarfires. We still have some of those on the docket.
Perfect.
I think we're at 14 Sugarfires now. I think we had 2 or 3 we're talking about.
Way. That's our go-to place. We have like people in from out of town. They want some good barbecue.
Nice.
It's
Thank
like
you.
run, don't walk. There is no other option. Sorry, other restaurants.
Which one do you go to?
Olivet.
Oh yeah, that's the original one.
Yeah, the OG.
Yeah,
that's what we do.
Yeah, that's where I'm usually at.
And you can get all the pies there. I mean, I can't
the pie
wrap my
shop's
head
there.
around that
It's
pie
that-
option.
Yeah, the pie is like so good. I don't know if they can see how delicious. Which camera is looking at that?
All of them. All the eyeballs are on that. Oh my gosh. Can you imagine, like, say people are on a first date there and they order this and they're trying to
There's
be
been
like
some
really
people get married there.
Do they really?
Can you imagine somebody getting married in a burger restaurant?
I mean, I got engaged
No,
in a
I'm
burger
kidding.
restaurant, so
You
that's
just told me that.
nothing wrong
No,
with
but people,
that.
no, I'm kidding. But people actually we have people who actually got married at the High Pointe, like married, like in the full outfit and everything.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So speaking of High Pointe, you do a lot of local collaborations too, right? Can you talk about stuff with Mission Taco?
Yeah, well, me and the chef, me and Jason knows that.
Yeah.
Worked with your Uncle Chris.
Uncle C.
Like 20-something years ago.
Yeah, I remember him.
So that's where I met Jason. So I do a lot with Mission Taco, and we're good friends. We do a lot with Strange Donuts.
Oh.
So Mission Taco actually has a sauce on the menu for our taco burger.
I saw.
And Strange Donuts they're good friends of mine, and they do a shake
Oh
of
my
the month.
gosh, Jason is wild.
Yeah, Jason's
He
great.
does
He's
some
got some
really
real
innovative
issues.
stuff.
Yeah, he's got some real issues.
No judgment.
We're good friends.
Can you even hear my stomach growling? Because I think we need to get down to this. Seriously, look it. Okay, here's the size of my head and here's the burger. I don't know how I'm gonna eat this. Have to cut some off like this. There's no way I could even take a bite into that.
I don't know, it might be fun to watch. I'll take a slow-mo
Here,
video from like this
I'll
close.
I'll try. There's no way. There's no way. I did it.
I'm dainty.
Of course, yeah, you make me jump in. How good is that? How good do you feel about your work when people respond the way they do about this? Oh my gosh.
Well, there was
Seriously.
that one guy in Yelp that hated it.
Forget him. We don't need him. Okay, that literally is the best burger. You've got the award to prove it.
Yeah, no, it's proven.
Oh my gosh, Mike, I cannot thank you enough for taking time. Again, like I said, I was very excited to know you're gonna be our guest today. I cannot wait to see what's on the horizon for you. It's like, whatever you do, I wanna be part of it. We've got plenty of options for the Hi Pointe Drive-In if you're craving a burger, a shake, some delicious fries, if you need to get married somewhere. Hi Pointe's got your back. Give them a call today if you wanna stop in. Also, it is very important that you follow Hi Pointe on social media, okay? Their social game is on point. You will be hungry. You will laugh because the names of it and everything about their social is delightful. So check them out. Make sure you hit up the website, and while you're there, follow STL TV on all the things, because we have got behind the scenes, we've got recipes, and we also want to hear from you. So find us on Facebook, like, comment, share, do all the things. Until then, we are gonna send you off to Hi Pointe or Sugarfire or any of Mike's places. And you will not want to miss our next episode, because we have got 4 hens on, okay? If you haven't been there, it's fine. They're new. They're amazing. They're at the Foundry. It is Creole kitchen, like Creole you have never had before. So, Mike, I think that's our time. This might have been my most favorite episode. Thank you.
You said that the last person.
I mean, don't say it to everybody. No, seriously, this was awesome and hilarious and delicious. So thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Angela Hochman. You've been watching In the Kitchen on STL TV.